Before you were born, you grew inside your mom. You started as a little cell, so tiny you could only be seen with a microscope. Right from the start, some things were determined for you, like whether you'd be a girl or a boy, the color of your eyes, if your hair would be curly or straight, how tall you would grow, the size of your feet, whether or not you could curl your tongue. Many things were decided when you were so tiny no one could even see you. Now, can you change your eye color? No. Can you decide how tall you'll be someday? Nope, you sure can't. We have no choice how we'll end up looking at the time we're born. Our entire bodies are made up of cells, trillions of them. Inside each cell are things called chromosomes. When you first started growing, you received 23 chromosomes from your mom and 23 chromosomes from your dad. That's 46 chromosomes. When babies with Down syndrome begin to grow, they get one extra 21st chromosome. So they have 47 chromosomes in each cell. They have no choice in this happening, and neither do their parents. Sometimes it just happens. In fact, 1 in every 733 babies is born with that extra chromosome that makes them have Down syndrome. There are people with Down syndrome from every race, nationality, religion, and background. It occurs equally in girls and boys. It doesn't run in families, and nothing the parents did caused their baby to have Down syndrome. Doctors and experts are not really sure what causes it. It just happens randomly, like flipping a coin or winning the lottery. But people with Down syndrome are very much like everyone else. They can grow up to go to college, get married, work, and live fun and happy lives. Just like you. They want to make friends, do fun things, go to birthday parties, and be included in the classroom, at lunch, and at recess, just like you. Down syndrome is a condition, not a disease. You cannot catch Down syndrome like you catch a cold or the flu. People are just born with it, like blonde hair or blue eyes. Children who have Down syndrome when they are born will have it their whole lives. Having Down syndrome makes some things easier to do. Many kids with Down syndrome are super flexible. Some can touch their noses to the ground while seated. They also have a great way of reading your emotions. That means they easily know how you are feeling. This makes them more inclined to be friendly and nice to others. Friends are very important to them. Kids with Down syndrome can easily understand what you are saying, but their speech sometimes makes it hard for you to understand them. Their mouths are shaped a bit differently than the mouths of other kids. The jaw is narrower and the arch in the roof of the mouth is much higher. The tongue muscle has a harder time moving. This is what makes it tricky for them to speak clearly. Having Down syndrome makes other things more challenging too. People who have Down syndrome usually have weaker muscles, making it harder to run, jump, climb, write letters, and color. If you see your friend with Down syndrome taking a little rest, it's because he or she is working extra hard to do the very same things you are doing. Kids with Down syndrome can also have hearing difficulties because of their very small ear canals. Don't worry, your friend with Down syndrome isn't ignoring you. He or she actually might not even be hearing you. Because your friend with Down syndrome can have trouble communicating, he or she might leave the classroom at inappropriate times, or get confused about what to do or how to follow directions. It's difficult to ask for help, but you can lend a hand by raising your hand. Quietly and kindly, tell the teacher your friend has left or needs assistance. You know what would be awesome? Perhaps the teacher will let you help your friend. Remember, people with Down syndrome are perfectly capable of doing many of the things you can do. Just like you, they are good at some things, but other things are harder for them. Sometimes it might take a little longer and take more practice to learn something new. When your friend with Down syndrome leaves with another teacher, he or she is getting special help to master the same things you are learning. Scientists think they may soon find ways to make it easier for people with Down syndrome to learn. In the meantime, keep an eye out for your friends with Down syndrome. As a student, set a good example. Kindly aid them when the teacher says it is okay. After all, we all need a little help now and then. One day, your friends with Down syndrome will help you too. Be patient, give them lots of encouragement, and most of all, be their friend. They want to be your friend too.